Hello, welcome to Three Crows Runes. My name is Jen. Let's do some rune readings. Today we are going to be using the Forgotten English cards again because we had so much fun with them last time. And because this is old, this is English that is no longer used, I am using some antique brooches for you to choose from to lead you to the reading that is right for you. So first of all, we have this brooch, which is like a snowflake. And then we have this brooch, which is kind of gold with like topaz. And this brooch, which is also like a snowflake. All right, let's do it this way. Brooch number 1, brooch number 2, and brooch number 3. Feel into the brooches, which one of them has a reading for you. And I will put the timestamps in the description, and you can click on the timestamp that is the one that you need, and I will see you there. Bye! Hello, brooch number 1 people. So I'm going to move brooch number 1 over here, and I'm going to take the Forgotten English cards out to shuffle them. I am also going to remove the 3 words that we had last time so that we do not get them again, because to heck with that. Doody-doody-doo. Shuffling as well as I can. Okay, so what is the Forgotten English word for brooch number 1? Brooch number 1, people, your reading is Smell Feast. Now, Smell Feast, to read the card, I don't know if you can see that. I don't think you can see that. That's a bit light. So I will read it for you. Mannerless belly god or glutton of the period between 1540 and 1700 who appeared uninvited to share in a feast. Books of etiquette were first published in the 13th century in an effort to eliminate such boorish types of dining behavior as this. Partially gnawed bones, the books recommend should be thrown on the floor, not put back on the serving platter. They also discouraged scratching fleas, lice, or one's groin on the table, as well, or at the table, as well as slaughtering, the making of snorting animal-like sounds while chewing. So, Smell Feast. This has to do with people who are mooches. They come, they see a feast and something that people are taking part in, and they just mooch right on in, and they just are rude about it, and they probably double dip and all that stuff. So I'm going to put this here. Looks like you may be dealing with somebody who is something of a mooch in a very rude way. You may be dealing with somebody who is very rudely imposing themselves on hospitality, and that's terrible. I don't think any of you are doing that. I don't think this would be about you. I hope not. So how do we deal with the smell feasts that smell a feast and then they come and make your life miserable? I'm going to throw down some runes. This is a clay set. This is actually my oldest set. It's a Blum set. And we're going to see what this is about. So, central issue here, for those of you dealing with a smell feast, is we have Nauthiz. Nauthiz is the rune of need. Obviously, this is a need that needs to be tended. This is something that is really bothering you, and you don't want to have to deal with this, and you need to do something about it. So, people who've come in intrusively and are wearing out their not even invited welcome. So leading up to this is something that's really, really been an issue. Like, it's been almost impossible challenge to deal with these people who are just coming in, or a person or people. It doesn't have to be to like food. It can just be in your life and just like laying themselves out all over your life and intruding on your life and being rude. So it's like, oh, look, and maybe somebody's taking advantage of your, I'm not going to say hospitality because we're still in a not in a lockdown, but we're still being careful with that. But just, maybe somebody's taking advantage of your goodwill and just being rude about it. So this is something that was just really impossible, just weighing on your mind, just like this is awful. What do I do about this? Because I don't want to look like a horrible person. And it seems like this sort of person would be like, oh, if you don't let me do this, then you're horrible. It's like, But what do you do about it? Because this is a serious issue. Well, number one, we have, what's going to help you is we have Lagus and we have Kaunas. So Lagus is the rune of the lake, and it has to do with all the watery stuff, so emotion, intuition, and heart. And Kaunas has to do with expansion, opening up, something that starts small like an ember and grows into a blaze. So I'm going to see this as really address your feelings, because something like this, maybe you've been sort of shoving your feelings down and going, well, you know, I have to be nice to people and I have to be polite, and heaven knows we don't want to be polite, and if somebody is rude like this, we need to be polite too, and blah, 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 blah. But you need to be honest with your feelings. You need to be honest with yourself with what this is doing to you. You need to be honest with this and then just go from there. Like, once you are honest with yourself, you'll get a clearer picture of your vision of what's happening is going to expand, and you're going to be like, yeah, you know what? This is out of control, and this is something that definitely needs to be fixed, and I can't lie to myself that this isn't bothering me. So there's that. So that's what's going to help you at this stage in dealing with this smell feast. Now, what isn't going to help you is you're going to feel like, okay, first of all, this is Dagas, which is the rune of the breaking of the day, and this is Algis, which is the rune of support and protection. So you're going to feel like people should be supporting me in this. I should have support with this. Where is my support in this to kick this smell feast out? And the thing behind that is that it's so overwhelming for you. This thing is it's been an impossible challenge. It's so overwhelming for you, and now that you're actually taking steps that you want to like actually deal with this problem, you feel like, where's my support? You know, it's not like it isn't there. You do have some support around, but you're like, where is it? You know, you just feel like you're worried that you're not going to be supported in what you do, and you're worried that this is going to overwhelm you forever. So if that starts to be the case, just take a deep breath, be honest with yourself with with how you feel about this, and just let that expand. Just like this may even be saying, once you're honest with yourself, be open about it. Say, you know, this person is rude, this person is intrusive, they may be a jolly old fellow, but they are intruding on my life and making my life miserable. So your next step here is to just basically make this reveal happen. Like, reveal this. Like, this is like, right now, this is the fate. This is your fate. This is what it is. Just absolutely reveal it. It's going to be a surprise to this guy or whoever this is. It's going to be a surprise to the smell feast, because they have been having such a good time at your expense that they think it's fine. So really, 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 you're going to want to lay that out on that person who's intruding in your life. And what's going to help you is absolutely communication. Be absolutely as honest and clear as you possibly can, and make it absolutely clear that this is not something that you want. Like, you're going to make your stance absolutely clear. This is Ansus, it's the root of communication and manifestation. And so you're not only basically communicating your truth, but you are laying it out. You're basically saying, this is your fate, this is what the situation is, and this is what I'm creating in my life, and this behavior is not going to be part of it. What doesn't help is, we have Raido, which is the journey rune. When people do horrible things, when people do anything, it's human nature to sort of want to help them do that. And it's like spoiling the magic if you try to stop them from doing that. So there's that element of, this has gone on so long and it's sort of established now, and it's almost like they expect it, and you're going to feel like, this is, if I'm going against this, then I'm going to be seen as not good. But the fact is, you're honest with yourself about this, and you're opening up about this, and you are speaking about this, and you're laying it out, and you're revealing the situation to the smell feast. Now, what's coming from that, what your next step is, and I really want to lay out some more runes about this. So, looks like we're doing 5 in the line. Oh, very good. Okay, so it looks like you're ousting him in the end, but let's go on with that. So there's going to be a period of time where it's going to be like, this is new ground. We haven't done this before. You know, you haven't made this stance with this person before. So there's like the jaw drops, the chicken leg falls out, you know, things like that. And at this point, you want to be absolutely firm and continue driving forward with your point. We have Tivaz, it's Tears Rune. Can you hear that? It's really windy here today. So you might hear like whistling, howling, moaning, gusting wind. So anyway, at this point where the jaw has dropped and food has fallen on the floor and the cup has been dropped, you're going to want to continue. You're going to want to not back down. You're going to want to stay the course with this. Keep driving forward with this and doing your duty for yourself. This has to happen. This has to move forward. You're going to feel like what might drag you down is there may have been like an unspoken agreement before that person will have thought that you had because you kept letting them do this to your life. But that's not binding. That was not with your consent. So you are, I mean, it may have been with like, sure, but you kept being put upon and you made yourself clear. So you have to keep at it. What's going to help you is just keep driving forward, like direct the way this is going. And ultimately you will drive this person out. You're letting go of this person from what they've been intruding on you with, and maybe even your life, and maybe even your home, like environment of your, just like your world. We have Othala reversed. Othala is the room of the home and the homeland. Reversed, it has to do with letting go of things that no longer serve you, and also unseating people who really shouldn't have been sitting there. So that brooch number 1, people, is your reading. Good luck with the smell feast. I'm sure you can take care of it. It's gonna be awful, but you gotta do it, and then you'll be free of them. So. Life. Anyway, I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, brooch number 2 people. So we are going to put the brooch over here and we're going to shuffle the Forgotten English cards and see what Forgotten English word has to do with the reading that you need, brooch number 2 people. So let's see what we have. Shuffling the Forgotten English cards, and for the brooch number 2 people, they need to see Tonsor. Okay, what is Tonsor? Let's read it. One who shaved or otherwise cut hair. Oh, so like a barber. Before AD 1000, barbers visited monasteries to cut the hair of monks according to each order's tonsure or hair pattern. The barbers, by acting as assistants, learned the art of, oh my gosh, chirurgery, which I've never seen that word before, literally handwork or surgery. So it's the word that predates surgery, and began such practices as tooth extraction, tooth scaling, abscess lancing, bloodletting, and removal of urinary stones. The black and white spiral striped pole originated from the barber's surgeon's practice of wrapping rinsed bandages round a red pole to dry. Okay, that's fascinating. So your word is tonsor, which is an ancient word for not only barbers, but barbers were able to do lots of health things. So somebody who is able to sort of jack of all trades for health and dealing with the health of people, not just cutting hair, but being able to deal with lots of healing issues. So I'm going to read this as healer. So this reading is going to be about you as healer. So let's see what this has to do, what the runes have to say about this. So I'm going to lay down a whole bunch of runes because last time we did 5. Okay, interesting. I'm just making it all laid out. So, yes. Alrighty, let's go with this. Let's do it. So, or maybe you are looking for a healer. Maybe your question is about, it's about seeking somebody who can really cure what you need, like basically deal with what you need, or maybe you are that. So let's see what the runes have to say. Central issue is represented by Dagas. Dagas is the rune of the breaking of the day. It's just something has just blazed into truth in your life, and it's not arguable. It's something that is like the day. You just can't ignore it. You can't argue it. Leading up to this, we have Gabo. Gabo's the rune of the gift. It's also having to do with an exchange. I'm wondering if this is, you've caught something. I wonder if you've caught something because this is an exchange. So it's a gift exchange, but it can also be an exchange of something that maybe has made you go, okay, this is something I can't ignore. It could also be one-on-one relationships. So this might also have to do with relationships. So let's see where this goes. What's going to help you is start the journey, basically. There's a journey that this basically insists upon at this point. And you need to go ahead with it because of this agreement, decision, goal, exchange, it has led to something that has blazed into your life that you can't ignore. So going with this journey, following this journey that this has started is what's going to help you. There's really no way out but through. And what's going to help that is just be confident. Confidence will help you. So we have Raitho, which is the journey rune, and we have Fehu, which is the rune of wealth and worth. Upside down, reversed as it is, it does have to do with, this is like right out of the picture. Let me drag this down a little bit. Okay. Reversed as this is, it has to do with confidence. So your confidence will help you just carry this journey forward that has just been launched. What won't help is you're going to feel like, okay, first of all, we have Ansa's reversed, which is the rune of communication and manifestation, but it is reversed. And we have Yera, which is the rune of the harvest, so reaping what you sow. I'm seeing this as, it's almost like, this is like you're blaming yourself for what has happened, because it's like, oh, I'm reaping what I sowed. But also it's this distrust. There's this distrust suddenly that you feel like you can't trust anybody. So this is again why I'm thinking maybe you caught something, or maybe something, just basically you picked up something, or you maybe just saw something that is just affecting you. But either way, there is an element that is dragging you down where you are sort of blaming yourself for, I deserve this. I put this in place. I should have not trusted what was being said and all that. That's not going to help you at all. Whether or not there is any truth to it, that's still not going to help you. The only thing that's going to help you is, as I said, there's no way out but through. So just follow that journey and be confident moving forward through the journey that this has initiated into where you need to go. So your next step on the path is we have Isa. Really just stop. Just stand. This is the rune of ice. It has to do with standstill and sometimes clarity, the clarity that comes from standstill. But you're really going to have to stop. Like, you're going to have to take some time and just be still. What's going to help you at that point? Get in touch with your inner heart. We have Lagus, which is the rune of, it's the lake, so it's all that watery stuff, emotion, intuition, and heart. Seek your inner heart as well as be aware of how you're feeling, and also just sort of try to surf those feelings instead of, like, if you're really, really, really upset about things, just sort of let those pass through you. Like, let it be like weather and just let it, you won't be, let the not feeling good part just flow through, because it's not going to be permanent. What doesn't help is you're going to be worried about what you need. You're going to be worried about needs. Nauthi is the rune of need. That might drag you down when you're just still. You're just being still in this next bit. But really just drag yourself back up. Seek your inner heart. Seek the inner part of you that cannot ever be hurt. And as well, surf any negative emotions. Just let them flow through you. You're going to ride this out, basically. What this will lead to is some new ground for you, because you've actually not been here before. You've not been through this before. So you're going to be, when you come out of this, because I see this sort of like as coming out of it, you're going to be in a new world kind of thing. Like for you, your situation is going to be where you've never been before. What's going to help you is reconnect with humanity. Don't go out because it's still dangerous. Don't go out and kiss people, but get back in touch with where you feel you belong in among humanity with manas, which is the rune of humanity, and one's part in it. And it is upright, so it's sort of reach out to people, send that email, make that phone call, just basically connect with people, and people that are part of your harmonic group, and that'll help you get through this part where you just haven't been here before. What doesn't help is you're really going to be worried about energy. We have Sovilo, which is the rune of the sun. It has to do with source energy, but it is on the lower line of what isn't helping you. So there is a concern about energy. You may not have the energy levels that you had when this all started. So you're still sort of riding that out. What this will lead to is ultimately the outcome of this spread is we have Avaz reversed. Now, Avaz is the rune of the horse. The horse has to do with motion and movement, but also spirit. So I'm going to read this a couple ways. One, at the end of all this, you won't feel like you need to run around as much as you did. Maybe this was like a cautionary tale for you where you needed to heal yourself. So you won't feel as driven to be out amongst the world and running around. You will actually be a little more cautious, and you'll be like, I'm not going to run around as much. Maybe I'll just, take time for myself and make sure that I'm taking care of myself. At the same time, because of all this, you will have become more connected to spirit, whatever spirit is for you. So this will actually help enrich your life going forward. Even though you're not running around as much outside, you don't need that stimulation as much. You have a good connection with whatever spirit is for you that will help you have that even if you're not running around. So that, brooch number 2, people, is your reading. Good luck. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, brooch number 3, people. So let's move brooch number 3 up here. And that can sit there. And I'm going to take the Forgotten English cards and let's see what word you get. Oops, those are all flying out. So I'm shuffling the deck. I'm asking, what word does brooch number 3, the brooch number 3 people get? Oh wow, that one just literally jumped out, so we're going to take that. Fans of Queen will enjoy this. Scaramouche is your word. From the 17th century, this term has indicated a lazy, swaggering coward. Based on a character from early Italian comedy who was often pummeled for his knavish actions, the word as a verb meant to act in such a manner. The meaning of what later became skirmish was soon broadened to include encounters between groups of soldiers. Shakespeare used the expression skirmish of wit in 1599 to indicate verbal confrontation. The 19th century rugby term scrummage and the related American football term scrimmage are other modern adaptations. So it's scaramouche as a verb, which means somebody being beaten up. So hopefully you are not being beaten up, but if you feel like you are in a scrimmage or a skirmish at the moment, maybe there's a skirmish going on in your life, this is basically what this reading is going to be focusing on. So hopefully you're not dealing with anything too violent, but let's have a look at what the runes have to say. I am using my oldest set. It's the Blum set, and it's clay. And I got these way the heck back in the mid-80s. So what I'm doing is I'm laying out basically the full reading because based on the previous 2, we needed all of these. So is that out of the picture again? Let me see what I can do with that. Okay, and finally, very good. Let's pull this down a teensy bit. Okay, so your central issue is a one-on-one relationship thing that's going on. So we have, looks like you're skirmishing with somebody about something. So we have Gabo, which is the rune of the gift, but it also has to do with an exchange. So it does have to do with one-on-one relationships, sometimes also with agreements, decisions, and goals. But more it has to do with, I think in this particular reading, with a skirmish kind of thing, obviously because of the skirmish card. So it has to do with two people at each other and there's like a feud happening. Leading up to this, it was like a lot of, we have ice. It's basically Isa. It's basically ice. So there was a lot of coldness. There was a lot of nothing moving. There was a lot of standstill with this. And now that has broken to the point where the ice is broken, but now everybody's at each other's throats. Well, the two people involved are at each other's throats. So how do we fix this? How do we help this? The two runes that are helping you here are Kaunaz reversed and Raida reversed. So Kaunaz reversed, Kaunaz is the rune of, it's the torch, so it has to do with, normally it has to do with expansion. It's something that starts small like an ember and expands into a blaze, but in this case it is reversed, so it's something that's honing down into focus. What also is helping you on top of that is, this is going to be about ending this relationship. Like you really, or not even, maybe not even the relationship, but the journey that you were on that led to this. So it may not be the relationship that's the problem. It may be something that caused this ice and the skirmishes that are happening now, and that really ultimately what will help the most is just ending that. It might be the relationship, but it might also be just a chapter of it that was causing problems. And then once you have that in mind, just sort of focus on what needs to be done and what needs to be focused on. What isn't helping is we've got a lot of egos, and we have the fact that it's a challenge, and it's just like every day there's a challenge. So we have Fehu, which is the rune of wealth and worth, and we have Thurizaz, which is the rune of the challenge. It's the thorn, the giant, the gateway. Not pleasant. It's like taking up all of your energy and time, and it's just like a battle of egos, the wealth and worth, the worth part. It's just like ego, 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 and just it feels like it's overwhelming. It's a challenge. Every day you feel like you're stepping into this, and it's just like arg. So if that starts to be dragging you down, just basically step back from it, get meta, not meta, but meta, get meta on it. Look at it from above a bit and say, okay, whatever is causing this, we need to end it. We need to just bring that chapter to a close. And in order to do that, let's focus on what needs to be focused on, and that's going to help us forward. So once you start to do this, actually, you're going to find a lot of energy is going to start to flow back to you. We have Sovilo, which is the rune of the sun. It has to do with source energy. So wherever you get your source energy, that's where it's going to start flowing in, and you're going to feel more energized than you felt before. So hopefully closing the door on whatever this was is going to give you energy again. What's going to help? We have Othala. Othala is the rune of the home and the homeland. It also has to do with sanctuary. So have a sanctuary away from this, basically, whatever you were dealing with here, all the skirmishes, and spend time there, basically. You know, keep around you what is sanctuary, and do not have around you what is not sanctuary. And that's going to help the energy flow in. You are going to be worried about the unknown. We have the blank rune. It's like new, so you don't know, like you're like, what's next, what's coming next, you don't know, and you're like, it worries you. Try not to worry about that. Focus on being home, having home around you, or having just basically sanctuary and solace around you, and let the energy flow back. What your next step is we have Laguz reversed. Laguz is the rune of the lake. It has to do with emotion, intuition, and heart. So it is reversed, and it's on the path line. So I'm going to read this a couple ways. One, you're going to start to get in touch with your deep emotions. They may not be pleasant, but they're going to be important to deal with, because you've just come through this, and it's been relatively traumatic, because you've been fighting. And you're out of it. You ended it. So now you have this step where you're just getting your energy back, where you're being in solace, where you're being in sanctuary. And then once that has been for a while, then you'll be able to address the emotions that came with that. What's going to help you is we have Yira. Yira is the rune of the harvest. It also has to do with time. So again, two ways to read this. One, as you deal with this, as you face the emotions that you've had to deal with because of this, you are going to be seeing results. You're going to be seeing results from this, and this is going to encourage you, and you're going to continue, because it's like this. It's like an unfolding. It's going to be like dealing with this layers of an onion, but it's going to be something that you are going to see at every step benefit from it. At the same time, you're also going to see this is a season. You know, this is going to be, this is temporary, and so this that I'm going through now is also temporary. I will get through it. What won't help is, don't try starting anything new just yet. We have Berkana, it's the rune of birth and beginnings. Basically, if you start something new and you haven't dealt with your feelings and you haven't dealt with this trauma, then it's not gonna be anything. It's not gonna be good if you start something new right now. Now is the time to just deal with what you have been dealing with, and just basically remind yourself that this is a short period of time. I'm going to get through it, and we'll be on the other side soon. And the outcome of all of this is that you will have learned something about yourself. You will be you'll be aware of more of yourself than you were before. You'll feel more whole, because you will know things about yourself that you didn't know before. So that, brooch number 3, people, is your reading. Good luck, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye.